tinted glasses because we're in a different position than they are, or comparative. So we need to know, and we did the values elicitation in the first module, what is important to them about these areas, how they quantify that. Okay, and one of the ways to measure that, because we're not going to get very far by using a stopwatch here because it's not physiological, is to ask them where they want to be and what do they want. Okay, and one of the ways to do that is we can ask them on a scale of 1 to 10 on each area that's important to people's life, growth and development, where they are. Where exactly are they on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, and where they want to be ultimately. Okay, and ultimately where they want to be, what outcome? What is the outcome of where they want to be? And then we can start bridging a roadmap in terms of getting there. Okay, now let's work with one of these areas to begin with, just so we can set the wheels in motion to breakthrough coaching. Okay. Is everybody happy to run with one area? Okay. Okay. Everybody's happy to run with one area. Okay. Let's run with. Let's have a show of hands. Who wants to work with career? Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Security.
Yeah.
Relationships. These two seem to be family. Okay. Okay. And health. Okay. No worries.
I think we should go with love. It sounds intriguing.
Okay. So love is a value. Okay. Love is a value, and it is an aspect of our life, and it can tie in with any one of these areas in terms of a value. So love being a value that can tie into various areas of this, various areas of our life. Okay, which is a value. When we and what would be interesting, and the interesting thing is that around the group, what constitutes to achieving that value for whoever answered, or maybe didn't even answer, as that being one thing that they want to work on. What is love? What is love? What is love to you?
It's kind of a connection.
Okay, yeah.
It's connection with another person or group of people.
Positive connection.
Understanding.
Yes. Yeah.
I think put into it, like compassion and unconditional love.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else love?
I wouldn't agree with the unconditional bit, but kind of a correlation in the way that you sort of operate, like a connection, contentment, trust, happiness, comfort.
Okay.
So I would say if love for someone is just based on conditions, then is that really love?
Well, unconditional love to me is you can do you could do, like, if put it in the celebrity thing, Cheryl Cole's got unconditional love for Ashley, so you can go and do what he wants with who he wants and she'll still love him and take him back.
No, I understand what you mean, but you could have unconditional love for someone, but that doesn't mean you have to still go back and be with them.
Unconditional love means there are no conditions to it, which means that you can cheat and you don't have to follow a set of core beliefs.
I wouldn't say unconditional love means that.
I think you'd have to define what everyone means by unconditional love.
Yeah,
What I understand is my children.
Yeah.
That's where unconditional love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have different types of love and different.
Okay. And it's whatever it is to you. That's all that matters. It's what it is to you. What it is to me is different to what it is to you. It's a value. okay, and we've got our own interpretation of how we achieve that value. So one person might interpret love as being standing on a stage, singing to 10,000 people and having a big audience, and they think that constitutes as love. Yeah, they don't know any of the 10,000 people who are watching them, they don't know nothing about their life, and vice versa. But in their mind, the thought behind the thought, I'm going to put everything I've got to get to this destination, then everyone will love me. Or alternatively, you might have the other scenario. If my partner buys me that gold watch and brand new Ferrari, yeah, they must love me. Eh? That's a good criteria for love. Or the other thing might hold true. If they make my tea in the evening, then yeah. So we've all got different criteria for understanding what the value is, and we've all got a different way for identifying the component. Yeah, in saying that, if we're attempting to scale a value on a level in terms of where we are, where does it stop?
That's probably the hardest one to
Where does it stop? Where do we begin and where do we stop? Okay, how do we know where to begin? How do we know where to stop? We're going to be chasing. Okay, so it is a need, a human need. How we receive that human need will be through our criteria of understanding. Okay, which is why certain things explain where people will do relative behaviours because they'll have an association with that behaviour. It expresses a need because it brings a level of fulfilment in their life. So the interesting thing here, and I guess we've gone a little bit off pace really, yeah, of course it is a human need, probably the biggest human need of all, yet we've all got different criteria of how we base that human need, and we've all got understanding of how we interpret that as well. And we could have an open debate from now until 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's still been underwise as to where we go. Yeah. Okay, yeah, what I would say, is one of two things before we bat on and we use it. Okay, have you ever been in a situation where in any sort of relationship where you're not sure if the other person, I'm just saying personal relationship, friendship or whatever, you're not sure if the other person has any love for you? You're not sure, I don't know. Okay, and the opposite can work as well. We're not quite sure. Okay, and just think for 1 minute, your thought process, your understanding. Have you got your own criteria? Have you got your own criteria that you think someone should adhere to? Okay, and probably what might be the easiest way in a relationship to find out what would be useful?
Give her a questionnaire.
You could do, and you probably you could give her a questionnaire. What might happen if you give her a questionnaire?
Single.
She might give you a questionnaire back. An exit interview. Make sure you turn the lights off on your way out. Or you might ask, well, what can I do? Okay. Has anyone ever asked you? Has anyone ever asked you a question and you've literally been stumped? You're not sure.
So is it kind of finding out how, through, say like in a partner situation, you find out how they receive love, and then you show them how.
What is their criteria?
Yeah.
What is their criteria? What's important to them? Underneath all of that.
So in order for them to feel loved, what do you have to do?
Yeah. It's a dangerous question to ask. It could leave you out of pocket. Yeah. Well, the thing is really, you get an understanding of the person, and of course there is the thought behind the thought. Well, is that really what they want? Yeah. Okay, is it really what they want? Okay, because we all have come across people in the media who have strived and strived and strived to get to where they are, and they live an existence which is no more down the line to where they'd like to be. Okay, they're out there, they're chasing it, that thought behind the thought. One day I'll be happy, one day I'll feel loved. well, when does this situation arise? Okay, so one of the ways we can break through is to identify in our life, okay, how our values tie into our goals. Why do we want our goals for? What's our driving force behind our goals? Okay, what are our outcomes? And where are we in relation to our outcomes? So, on the subject of love, okay, if we were to say relationships, okay, as being a criteria, and we'll run through various life criteria, okay, that make up. If you had to identify, and you can keep whatever you want in confidence. If you want to, share information, it's up to you. The ball's in your court. On a scale of 1 to, actually, what would constitute as a perfect relationship for you? What exactly do you want?
I don't think a perfect relationship exists.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So in your eyes, what would, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would be 10 for Marcus?
Understanding, obviously deep love and connection for each other.
How would you know you have a 10? How would you know you have the ideal relationship that you want?
I don't think I would want like an ideal relationship.
Ideal for you.
But for me, yeah, just deep connection with someone. You can grow with, and
You can have a deep
grow together.
connection with the guy that runs the chippy across the road. What exactly would you want from someone? What outcome would you want?
Who knows? I don't know.
Exactly.
So if you don't know, that's
and
nothing,
if
isn't
you
it?
don't-
How are you going to get it if you don't know what you
How
want?
do you
Yeah.
quantify though? 'Cause
Well, what would be your ideal relationship? Obviously you want someone that you can have good times with as well, you can trust, you can
Okay,
but you can list all those qualities, but then you might not be that spark.
Well, then you want spark as well then. So you want to put that in
How do
everything.
you quantify how much of a spark there
How
is?
does it make you feel?
What would you want? What would you want
In your
from
terms.
someone else? What would be?
You have the ideal anyone.
Because
Just that feel good factor.
Magic wand, will it?
Yeah.
okay, and you could get that feel good factor with in variety of different situations, and for any and we mentioned earlier throughout the course, for anything to survive, those various needs, or at least a huge proportion of those needs, need to be met. What's going to break down? It's going to break down at a certain point. If we are not at least meeting 2 to 3 of those needs every day, eventually what will happen? Okay, what will happen if you or you may have or you may not have, but what would happen if you're in a relationship where you feel that you are doing all the giving? What will happen eventually?
You get spent.
Yeah, you'd feel. I don't know, like you're wasting your energy in a way.
Yeah, and what would happen to the relationship?
To break down.
Precisely. What would happen if in a relationship if you felt that you were giving, you had the feel good factor, yet you were giving all the love and not receiving any?
Well, if you've got the feel good factor, you are receiving.
What would you receive?
The feel good factor.
But what would constitute as receiving this feel good factor? What would happen?
Just the fact that you've got it through that relationship, regardless of what you're given. If you've got that feeling that you want out of it, then.
What if you're with them and you feel that feel good factor when you're with them, but they're cheating on you? When you're together, you're still having a great time. You might be getting that feel good factor when you're together, but
They might treat you like dirt.
they're still cheating on you. Would that make any difference?
I think that for me, that feel good factor is part of the package, though. It's part of feeling wanted as well.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
defining what the feel good factor
Okay.
is.
Okay. Which is fine, and part of the session. The reason why we call the breakthrough coaching session is because it's about breaking through, and part of breaking through is knowing exactly what we want. Well, what